Have you felt like the offensive line has overachieved? I feel like they've overachieved given the circumstances. Like we all hoped they would play this well, but if you told me that Zack Martin would miss a game and then Lyle Collins would miss 5 games, then I'd be like, oh, well, we're definitely screwed.
I don't know, man. There's sometimes when I'm like, how did that pressure get to Dak? But the grades, the Pro Football Focus grades that have Tyron and Zack Martin and Connor McGovern as the top 3, like one of the top 3 offensive linemen in the league, still baffles me because why is Connor McGovern in that mix?
Because in more limited action, the fullback lineman is looking good.
But yeah, I mean, everything's rocking along pretty well. It's tough to be good at both pass and run.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys are capable of going back and forth for each one. They have very strong athletic guys. And so I think that the offensive line looks great.
Mike, have you felt good about the offensive line thus far this season? I know there's some plays, especially with Biotish, that you're like, what happened there? But for the most part, I feel like I've been pretty positive on them.
Yeah, you'd hope the center would have been playing better in his first full season. I know last year was his rookie year. But yes, with Tyron, I haven't noticed a drop off really from Lyle Collins to Terrence.
How remarkable is that?
I know there is. I know that they're not on the same level. Totally get it. But I thought that would be an issue. I never thought you'd be 3-0 after losing Lyle Collins for part of 5 games. You still have 2 more to go. But yeah, they've been great.
And you look at the Carolina game, is the Panthers got 0 sacks on Dak Prescott. That was a Carolina team that had entered with the best pass rush, and I think that gives you encouragement not only for the Giants game, but for the rest of the season going forward, especially since, look, we all think Lyle Collins is coming back in 2 weeks, but sometimes that thing is shown to be a bit unpredictable, and that by the time he comes back, he will have missed, I believe it was 20 of the team's last 21 games. So I don't necessarily know if you can just assume that Lyle Collins will come back ready to go, but I think the play of Terrence Steele has given me encouragement for the team going forward.
I will say I'm looking at I don't see Connor Williams in this mix, Kevin, on the grading system.
Do you think the penalties are what have
he's 8th.
Wow.
He's 8th, and he's mediocre at both pass and run block, whereas Zack Martin's got a 93 total grade. That's really, really, really good. Your center, Kevin, his grade right now, probably middle of the pack, actually low. He's 27th center in the league.
Which, just from watching it, does that not feel about right? Is if there's any weakness on your line so far, it's been Biotish.
Yeah.
He's got to earn the nickname back.
Tyron Smith is your 2nd-ranked tackle in the league, and Terrence Steele is currently 20th.
Okay.
That's good. That's not bad to have that. Now,
because you're talking about 64 tackles versus just 32.
We're used to, Kevin, having a center that's at the top and just being like, oh, plug him in there. He's the best in the league. And that's what we were used to with Travis Frederick for a long time. But Yaj has a lot of things to learn and grow from right now, and they don't have any other options. But to say that the offensive line is doing its job to protect Dak, give him the time that's necessary to get the pass out, and then say, we can run whenever we want to. That's the key, man.
Let me ask you a question, because I've already seen it pop up several times in the fan text. I kind of thought about this, but I was like, there's no way. Steele playing well from the 8-3-2. What are the chances we use LC as trade for draft capital? And then another question from the 903. When Collins does come back, do you ruin the continuity and just slide him in? Something that Connor Williams, I believe it might have been Zack Martin, said is you find the best 5 guys and then you'll figure out a way to make it work. So do you automatically put Lyle Collins in?
I think that Lyle is still the best.
Better
option, at right tackle there, and I'm going to ride with him as far as I can. I'm very curious about his situation right now legally, where he's taking this to court. It's going great. Did you see what happened though?
Him and his attorney are arguing with the NFL now,
and it's going to a judge.
I'm telling you, this is why we ask about it.
Guess what judge it's going to? the same judge
Judy.
that overturned the NFL's decision on Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh.
So now that didn't work out. But that being said, like, here you are appealing all this, and I guess he's trying to get money, like he's trying to get paid, right?
Okay.
But you're appealing this, and it's not going to help you get back faster.
That's what I was going to say. If it's the money thing, I get it. If it's a playing time, that's stupid. Because when is this going to get decided? He's not going to play against the Giants, and that would be the fourth game that he's missed. So he could be back one game sooner. However, if you're telling me I get 5 paychecks back, well, then I definitely understand it altogether. This has been a very odd, and I saw somebody call him Liability Collins.
Oh, man, that's rude.
I mean,
it's true.
But when you look at last year, he didn't come in shape,
right, and
that worsened an injury, and now he gets suspended, and he was like, well, that's not what it says in the contract. And everyone's like, yeah, but why were you doing this to begin with? He has not been available for the last year and a half. That's fact.
I'm not with the people that are like, hey, go move him to guard and put Connor at center. We saw Connor Williams at center, and it
snapped the ball.
It wasn't working out very well. I'm not with just leaving him there and teaching Collins center. Just go ahead and, I mean, if you're comfortable just rocking that way, that's fine. I feel like Jerry's going to be like, hey, I'm paying this guy to be out on the field. He's the best option. I still think he's the best option. I'm very happy with what the production I'm getting from Steele, though.
At this point, do you think that we've abandoned hope, fair or unfair, on Biotish getting particularly better as the season goes along? Because, like, I know you're not going to say, oh, Zack Martin's magically just going to get better or whatever because he's been in the league this long.
Better. I believe that Biotish can get better as the season progresses. I mean, this is a young guy who barely played last year, dealt with injuries. I get, like, the physical nature. It has to be crazy how different it is. Like, I can only speak from baseball, how crazy different it is from, like, let's just say your A-ball level to a major league level.
Yeah.
To go from college level, where probably 90% of the people you're playing against as a center will never sniff a second in the NFL because they have the lack of ability, lack of strength, lack of talent, all of these things. And then you're going against the best 0.1% in the world that are that strong and that physical every play. And it probably takes a little bit of time to get used to. And let's face it, he wasn't a premium prospect. He was a guy that the Cowboys really liked, and he could end up being good. But I mean, this was kind of he's the 5th to 10th, somewhere in there, best center in this draft. And we're hoping he can be great. He comes from a great system in Wisconsin, right? I mean, they produce quite a few offensive linemen. So I think he can get better as the season progresses.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well, that seems particularly encouraging then if we talk a lot about the defensive players, the younger defensive players getting better as the season goes along. If he could get better as the season goes along as well, then I feel like you would obviously feel even more upbeat